Hey everyone, this is Razorfinger and this is another small talk. Roguelikes are fun. There's a natural draw to a game that changes every time you play it, and it's easy to see how your curiosity might drive you to play more. We had a big boom of roguelikes back in the early indie days, starting with The Binding of Isaac and Spelunky, and then getting Crypt of the Necrodancer, Enter the Gungeon, FTL, Don't Starve, Darkest Dungeon, Slay the Spire, and so on. Recently it's been slowing down a little bit, but never fully stopping, as we still get cool games in the genre, such as the recent Hades and Exit the Gungeon. It's another one of those genres that lends itself quite well to the indie scene, as the procedural generation allows you to get more bang for your very limited buck. Today's game is a roguelike dungeon crawler action game called Going Under by Aggro Crab Games. In it, you crawl through the cursed ruins of failed tech startups in the dystopian city of Neo Cascadia. First off, I like the game's interpretation of dystopian. It's a very light-hearted game with absurdly bright colors and a very quirky art style, but the dystopia is in the details, and they get clearer as you go down the ruins of Joblin, the first and only dungeon available in the game. It's a failed tech company run by goblins. The game goes all out with the quote-unquote Silicon Valley modern office tropes right from the get-go, with a cheesy introduction video selling you on the wonderful life at your new job.
We at Cubicle would like to congratulate you on joining the ranks of over 100,000 employees hired through the Impoverished Intern Initiative.
You got a lot of potted plants, productivity boosting motivational posters, ping pong tables, and even exercise balls for some reason. It's also incredibly spot on that it actually kinda hits a bit too close to home. The theming is really the strongest point here. It seeps into every facet of the gameplay and feels absurdly coherent and very charming at the same time. The upgrades you get during a run are added to your resume. Your active skills are apps installed on your phone, and the entire interface has a very corporate design, with a measured mix of minimalistic cleanness and quirky colorfulness to keep you engaged. It's honestly scary how much they hit their mark with the designs. As for the gameplay, I'm gonna start off by saying how hard it is. It's very hard. The way it works is that you have to fight with whatever is currently available to you. You can pick up pretty much any object from the ground and whack your enemies with it, or throw it at them. You have a very limited inventory and your weapons break pretty fast, so you'll always be switching things up. I love this system. It never allows you to set into a routine of only using one favorite weapon. Even if you find a very strong one, it won't take long before you have to replace it with a chair or something. While some people have had problems with systems such as these in games like Breath of the Wild, I feel that in Going Under, the limited inventory space, their very low durability, and the ease of acquiring a new weapon means that you won't really have the time to get too attached to the weapons. Nor does it give you the luxury of saving the good ones just in case, since you kinda have to use the good ones. Battles are pretty hard without them. If you don't use the good ones, eventually new good ones will drop, and since you won't have the inventory space for them, you just end up wasting their value. That said, in my time with the game, you generally can keep stocked with weapons without much trouble, as you can get them from enemy drops, from the shop, and from cool challenge rooms that appear in the middle of the floor. Keeping yourself wealthy with weapons is honestly the most important thing for getting far into the game, I find, as hitting with random objects is kind of inefficient. They break very fast and don't deal much damage at all. Still, sometimes they'll be your only option. kinda wish throwing them would be a bit better though. It's very slow and deals very bad damage, so I never found much incentive to do it over, you know, whacking them with it. The game can be very overwhelming at times. Enemies surround you, your dodge rolls have big cooldown windows, and most of your attacks have a good amount of end lag. It's a very methodical game. Something akin to maybe Dark Souls, where you have to know where to position yourself, to both evade enemies from all angles, as well as acquire spare weapons quickly in case one of yours break. It's really hard and I really like it. And it wouldn't be a roguelike if you didn't have passive upgrades that reset on a run-to-run basis. Some of them are incredibly useful. I am a big fan of the random explosions and of the buff body, but that's mostly for the looks. And a good combination of them helps out quite a lot. There's experience levels for your skills, and even though I couldn't get it in the demo, apparently if you use a skill long enough it can become endorsed, and you'll be able to start your runs with it. It's pretty good, there are a lot of potential builds to try out. And I think that's it. The full game releases somewhere around September 2020, and you should go check out the demo, it's very cool. For now though, thanks for watching.